is part 2, and as you see, this is the modification I was talking about. Well, more or less just the eureka moment. Originally I had this going on the bottom of the finger, however it makes much more sense just to wear it like a ring. It doesn't get in the way as much, it'll fit a finger of really any size, and also, now I don't have a separate part on top. I can literally just morph this piece into the piece I need. So, going over to the design, and for those of you who don't know, this is part 2 of the video where I'm 3D printing stainless steel parts via Shapeways for it's a robotic exoskeleton. And it should be able to lift 1,500 pounds. This is the control glove. This right here is the original part, like the one on my finger, minus the machining. And then over here I went and I cut away the slots so that way it will be ready to go. I also went and I put Tectay's Industry logo, and I put part number 3 on it, and I went and ordered this, as you can see from this box. And next I went and this is a lapse in memory. I realized my realization putting on the top of the finger, and it occurred to me that I could go ahead and morph this into the piece I needed. So I went and designed this thing right here, and instead of going and printing this in steel, I went and just had this printed, and they're strong and flexible. Not really that flexible as I hear. And right here is where this is where the flex sensor goes, and the wiring from both the vibrating motor and the flex sensor will come out of there. They'll come and then they'll go into here, and then this is where the wiring from the front of the finger comes in, and then from it all goes out together through the back. The purpose of these will be explained shortly, but they have to do with adjusting the length of the finger. And this is where the little hind bearing thing goes, or when you flex your whole finger. The biggest thing I'm not certain about is whether or not all the wires will truly fit through this hole. They should, but it's pushing it. And oh yeah, the last thing is this, which is a slimmed down version of this piece, which has 3D printed in stainless steel. I had the exact opposite problem of what I was expecting. The stainless steel is way tougher than I imagined. Over on their MSDF, one of their machinists says, yeah, it's so hard you practically need carbide bits. He was right. I cannot tap this. I've tried. My dad's tried. We've locked it in a vise. And I've doored the tap. This is tough. I was worried about this being too weak. Nuh-uh. I've dared people to try to break this for 20 bucks with just their hands. No one has succeeded. It's just that tough. So I had it printed in brass, and that is also in this box. So I'm going to stop talking about this box and open this box. Alright, so here is the box. Okay, we're getting the camera this time, and we shall see how it turns out. Okay. Back to this. Oh! There it is, just coming out. Okay. This looks like it came out well. Oh yeah, Shapeways Industries. Didn't realize it. You buy something in brass, they give you an extra little cloth bag. And by the way, I love it how they go and they put, you know, the name of what you ordered and you designed on the looks like an actual product, and it can be, and it will be. As soon as it's done. So let's first just look at this piece. And here we go. So you can see it says Shapeways Industries. Yep. So it seems like I'm gonna have to engrave it at least as deep as I did if I want this to come out. Again, with little bits of media being stuck in there. But, and for the real test, the last one, the little hose clamp wouldn't fit right into it. Now we're going to see if the hose clamp will fit directly into it. Okay. Alrighty. Catch that. Yep. Feeling that this was going to be tight. Last one I literally had to grind this part right here, the hose clamp down off of it. Probably make this fit though. Screwdriver and all the links. Second thought, I'm just gonna grind that little bit off the hose clamp, not the part itself. And we'll look at this again after I do that. Alright, now that we got that taken care of, we can get back to assembling this. First, remove that from the little vibrating motor. Stick the wires right through there. You put that in and there, snap that right in place. And now I go and I take and put this on. go in like this. Oh, yep. Going in. Now I just stick that in there. Put that to tighten. Coming through, no problem. It's working. Go ahead and slide it on the finger. Snug. Not too tight, not too loose. Grab the 3-volt battery. The 5-volt microcontroller controlled. Oh, yep, you feel the vibration? The neat thing about doing it this way is that it feels like your whole bone is vibrating, which works out great. Yeah. So this shows that all of these modifications are good, and that shows you how text turns out when you 3D print in steel. Although even though this was what I was originally going for, will work out perfect, I realize I'm going to make a few changes, which is where this one comes in. Now, after realizing that I'd ordered this and I combined this with the previous order to save money, okay, yeah, so I combined this one with the previous order to save money on shipping. I decided I shouldn't make too big of it, just jump the gun and order it in stainless steel if I'm not positive this is going to be the final one, because it's a lot more expensive. This would be $30 in steel versus $5 in plastic, and so this should be exactly the same with some modifications. Let me get this one off my finger and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so as far as the flex sensor goes in this design, while it would go in, my second largest concern is proven correct. This did not come out far enough, so it just barely gets the ends of the prongs in and does not hold it well enough. So I'm going to have to redesign this to come out farther with like a little lip thing. It'll hold that better as it's along the top of your finger. And while I'm at it, I'm going to just go ahead and make that hole bigger. Can't hurt anything. Now, as for the purpose of these, as I hinted before, they'll be used to lengthen and shorten the finger length for different wearers. First thing we gotta do is there's little holes right here. You gotta tap them out with a 3mm thread. So, let's see if I can do this. You know what? Here's a good way. Now, the way this is going to work is I took this length of stainless steel cable and I crimped these little copper ferrules all the way down at irregular intervals, and in both the front and the rear of the finger, or the tip and the base, you will have these type of things. And what you do is you slide this in, and then you go and you take the screw, which will probably just stay partially threaded in. This is M3 times 10 millimeter. I may go and use the M3 times 8 or 5. And theory, what you do is you just thread that down in there, like so. Okay. And you cannot pull that back out. And if you have a shorter finger, you loosen this. Slide it in like that. And there. Now you can't pull that out of there either. And you've effectively made an adjustable finger and links. And this, the hose clamp, will allow it to be adjustable in girths as well. And you've seen on the other video, I will, in this right here, I will put in one of these Heim joints. Although I'm thinking about getting the male version and the female version, that way I can screw that all the way up in there and it'll take up less room and have less mass. I thought about using a turnbuckle, but I think just a standard male thread version will work just fine. The grand unveil. I had printed this piece myself, and I had this one printed in steel. As you might remember from the last video, this one wouldn't even quite slide over this slide potentiometer, but I fixed that, at least I believe I did in the new design. Also, I'll print it in brass so that way you can thread it. I'm not going to thread it in this video, because I'm still debating between doing a left-handed threading and using a turnbuckle, or just putting a right-handed thread and using a male Heim joint. But either way, time for the unveiling. Let's see how this Shapeways just in brass. Oh, I love this. It feels smooth. Woo. Now that isn't sharp. That isn't sharp. If this is raw brass, I don't even know what polished brass is, because this has a shine. Wow. I'm going to try replacing this piece with this piece. Tight, but not as tight as steel. So, I mean, it's on there. don't think it's in there the full way. But hey, it's not coming off. It's not coming off. It's only in there halfway, but it's not coming off. So I'm going to make this hole a little bit wider, or I'm going to sand this down. I'm going to make the hole a little bit wider. Also consider that it's so tight that air can't escape, so maybe the real solution is to put a hole all the way through where the air can rush out. But either way, I mean, this is on there good now. And oh yeah. This is high quality. As you see, is part number 2. Now, as soon as I get the male versions of these in. Okay, so what I was saying before my phone ran out of memory was I'm gonna wait to strike that last part until I get the male equivalent of these little hind joint things. This is the one I ordered, and yeah, there. So when you flex the finger, the whole finger, it will pull on that part. And yeah, the cable simply goes through and be crimped together. And also on this piece right here, I'm going to redesign it and have it printed in plastic again. And it turns out I don't think I'm going to go as far as I was thinking on this, because if you remember, I put these flex sensors inside a piece of heat shrink, which should stiffen it up enough that this little weak area right here shouldn't be too much of a problem. It still needs to go past the pins though. That about wraps up the video. If I didn't thank him in the last video, which I think I forgot, I want to thank Dr. Dave, the alchemist I worked with. He actually kind of sponsored me in getting the first set of 3D printed parts, because I kind of broke this time of year. In the second batch of them, which you saw in this video, I literally had to put as part of my Christmas present. Starving artist, starving inventor. And yeah, so I'm just thank you. Also, it's Christmas. If you didn't see the last video, we just got t-shirts for the channel. Debating on whether or not to make these for sale or not. It's a quantity issue. I made these with custom ink. I might try Spreadshirt because they seem to get you a little bit of a better rate. And on the t-shirt note, don't forget about the vote, because currently I think I have 2 votes in, and I want at least 20 for the logo change. I already got the logo on a t-shirt, and I don't have enough of you voting. So if you don't know what that is, click my face. It'll go to the video, and see you later. Tech Tay signing out.